Not the Shem, the covered Shabbos. We got the Rebbe on. We're good. We're firing it up. 2 days until Shabbos, 3 days until Shabbos, whatever it is. We're there. We're almost there. Yom Shishi. Tomorrow, the Chunarana, the whole thing. We're preparing with the white Chaim and I. That's why we're in sync right now. We're getting ready for even the earphones are white. Everything's white. We're there. We're there. We're rubbish there. And he has the Jerusalem stone in the back. He's mamash at the hotel. We're there, Chaver. We're there. V'shem kol Yisrael for Pesach Reuvin ben Yosef Asar Bracha Bas Yehudi Ismir B'Debes Chanu Cheved Yonah Bas Bas Yashir Bas Bas Sinai Reuvin ben money in every neshama in Klal Yisrael. Let love and harmony reign among us constantly. Right. The title for the tefillah is "Let us help and support one another until we all become unified and inspire one another, like Chaim's doing to me right now." Let us remind each other to turn to you sincerely. May we break off our bad traits and desires and acquire good qualities by doing what is right in your eyes all the days of our lives. And if any Jew has a deficiency of any kind, whether through neglecting some good trait or failing to work on a bad one, I'll say that again. Whether through neglecting some good trait or failing to work on a bad one, let a friend point it out. Let a friend point it out to him and give him encouragement so as to enable him to fix everything in his life. Now we got the twins on. Twins on. Gita. Your eyes are mikvah. Your eyes are mikvah, Rabbeinu.
They're in water.
They're water. And you're doing physical teshuvah while we're at it. It's unbelievable.
Is it real though? So real.
So real. And look at this guy. Mamish in the reals. Chaim, you see your brother, your long lost brother? Anyways, cover halakha l'maisa. That's halakha l'maisa. I feel bad for Chaim. He's trying to find the Wi-Fi. Chaim,
I got it.
Chaim got it.
I got it.
Chaim, do you see your twin?
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Shades, bro.
He's coming to Israel.
Come to stay.
Rebs, it's big news. It's big news.
Come to stay.
Halakha l'maisa. Chaim, send regards at the hotel. Your mama share right now. A gatehouse, which is a small house built adjacent to the gate of a courtyard, in which the watchman sits in a balcony through which one ascends to an upper floor, and a garden and a pen for animals are all exempt from the requirement of a mezuzah, since they are not made to be used for residence. Okay. However, if there is a house or room that does require a mezuzah, that is open to one of the above, right? The places that we just named, right? A balcony, a room within a balcony where a watchman sits, a garden, the whole thing. And by the way, Chebra, the footnote over here, or to a pavilion, I read that footnote last night, but it's for tonight. And the footnote is just that we should know that a pavilion that would otherwise not require mezuzah. Right, so if there is such case where a pavilion does require mezuzah, like we're speaking about now. But yeah, anyways, just good to point out. So I'm sorry for the Chevra who are not watching from last night, and that's just tough. That's just tough. The one thing is that we can't mess up the halakha. The one thing in the world. Baruch Hashem. Then they
require. Tap me in from us whenever you need.
What?
Just tap me in from us whenever you need. Tap me in.
I need Musser all the time. Just do it right now.
I said the spiciest. This Israel stuff.
It's on your
We're so scared that they might lose their little valley that they inherited if they didn't marry into their own shevet, that they took down all their shidduch options and married within their own tribe. Before that, they went to Moshe and said, Moshe, what do? We need land. We want our land. And Moshe said, we're going to marry our own people. And Moshe was like, you got a point. That's how much you should care about Israel. You got a point. And look at the country now, Jack. Do we care? They were fighting between whether it goes to Shevet Yehuda or Shevet Levi, Shevet Dan, Shevet Naphtali. And now it's literally between Shevet Jews or Shevet Goyim. And we have Chevra who are sitting in the wrong country on their butts and they're not grabbing land. And we don't care either. You pass through Ramallah, Jack. Does it hurt you? Does it hurt us? We pass through Ramallah. Doesn't hurt us. Has to kill.
Doesn't hurt me.
Tiferet Shlomo אומר לנו, הדור האחרון שירת את הארץ בידיים של גויים. זה הדור שמצליח להגיד שכואב להם.
What about the two Shevets that didn't want to live in Israel?
Oh.
Goons, bro. They got rocked. What did Moshe tell the Shvatim? You're going to leave all your brothers fighting for Israel behind?
And what did they say back?
What did they say back?
Yeah.
I'm
not the Muslim teacher. I gotta go and be.
They went to Israel.
I did hear some sweet Torah about the two Shvatim that
back.
Be out of Israel. Did hear some.
Yeah. No, of course I'm saying, but you can't always know the motivation. You know why people are like wanting to do what they do. Like one of the reasons why Moshe said that they can't is they said the rest of Am Yisrael isn't going to understand why it is that you need to not go in. He said, like, I understand, but like for their extra cattle that they had, it was more luscious land or whatever. He said, like, the rest of Am Yisrael might not get it. And that's a fair reason. But at the same time, he's saying, like, like there's other things going on in the world. Obviously, when the time is right, everyone's going to unite. Of course, they're going to come home. All those that don't forget. But, there's a process. Of course, there's a process,
All I know is Pshat.
That's all we can quote.
All we know is Pshat. All we know is Pshat. That's what we're learning halacha, fellas. So anyways, we're continuing with the halacha. Then they require mezuzah even on those entrances through which people enter from a public domain. Therefore, the gates of the courtyard and the gates of the streets and the gates of provinces and cities all require mezuzah. Since houses or rooms that do require mezuzah open onto them, the above halacha applies even to tent or houses or rooms. Actually, I think we'll do this part two. Part two halacha. Part two halacha. We're marking it down. Part two. It's a long one. And there's a lot of information.
What?
Baruch Hashem. Okay. Amazing. Chavra, we're talking about the land of Israel. Chaim mentioned it, and that's exactly what we're speaking about tonight. How can we love the land of Israel inside each and every one of us? How can we love the Chelek Elokam Mimal in every single Yidala? That piece of the Shekhinah HaKadosha that's inside each and every one of us. All right, so Chaver, we're going to continue with part two of the halacha, that same halacha tomorrow. There's just additional information, and it's a lot. Anyways, Darchi Avoda, right? What is our avoda when it comes to Ahavat Yisroel? We're on the third piece. Is Kira frozen, or am I frozen? Am I frozen?
I think you're frozen. Are you frozen? No, you're not frozen.
Oh, no, I hear you. I'm just working, so I put my phone in my pocket.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Broom up the streets.
Okay. We're good. Okay. Amazing. So, Techila, guys, let's open up our hearts. This is really big Torah. Techila yishtokek l'zchut ba'ahavat Yisrael. Right? We have to yearn, right, to merit to have this true Ahavat Yisrael that we've been talking about the past couple of days, and frankly, since the beginning of this chabura, and this is the deepest cover. Vayipalel lifnei Hashem Yisbarach sheyizkahu lazeh, and we have to daven before the Ribbon Shalom to acquire this and to have the merit to attain this Ahavat Yisrael. And we all know Rabbi Nachman says in Sefer Amidot, someone who prays with great devotion for the Jewish people is loved by all. B'shem Kol Yisrael. We have to feel it in our kishkas, Chavra. And we see Samson right now with the letters of the dreidel. There's 145 days until Hanukkah. 145 days, Chavra. It's 61 until Rosh Hashanah. It's coming up on us. But right now, all we have is right now. So I'm just going to give two quick tefillos that are mamash huge from Rav Shalom Arush. Okay, he says, Master on Ahavat Yisrael, Master of the world, have mercy on the Jewish people and give them the knowledge that Ahavat Yisrael is the most important mitzvah in the world. It's the most important mitzvah in the world. And number two, there's a million tefillos here from Rav Shalom Arush. Master of the world, have mercy on the Jewish people and give them the knowledge that the level you are on reflects your Ahavat Yisrael. The level you are on reflects your Ahavat Yisrael. Wow. Chavra, that is big. That is big. Bezrat Hashem. So two quick tefillos there. We have to daven to acquire this, to have the merit to attain this. V'gam gama b'sfarim hamidabrim ahavat Yisrael v'ponem b'dvarim kedei lachir et ha'emet hazot la'atzmo. Right, we're learning about Ahavat Yisrael through the words of Rav Itchmar Morgenstern, and I'm sure we're learning it in other Sfarim, and we're learning it from the people around us. So we have to be bonet on this. We have to work hard on this concept, loving every single Jew, praying for every single Jew. B'shem Go Yisrael. ואחר כך ישתדל באיזה זמן קבוע שיקבע לעצמו, להתבונן בפועל על חברו, איך שהוא בעצם נשמה קדושה חלק אלוקה ממעל. We spoke last night, where Rav Itchmar was telling us that we should get to a level that miyad, immediately, when we see another Jew, I'm looking at 3 other boxes right now, and myself as well. This goes for ourselves as well, where I'm seeing the people on the Zoom. I look at Chaim's eyes and be like, Gewalt, he's a Jew, right? No matter what I see on the outside, no matter what shirt he's wearing, what's behind, what's in the background, the whole thing. No. Rav Itchmar is telling us, enter inside first. Enter inside and then work your way out. Enter inside and work your way out. But in this case, you look at Chaim, the inside and outside is all shining. I mean, look at his surroundings. It's amazing. But we have to access the Pneumius, says Rav Itchmar. And we have to do this in action. So how do we do this? Rav Shalom Arush gives us advice to set aside 30 minutes a day to do Hibodedut Shel Ahavat Yisrael. Right? Hibodedut, not just Hibodedut Stam, but Hibodedut that's literally centered around Ahavat Yisrael. But even if we can't do that, right? Literally just practicing it. Going to a friend right now in yeshiva, going to the gardener next to you, right? Going to the chevra now in Ariel University, literally just going to that person and be like, to yourself, mamash to yourself. Or you can go up to them and be like, do you know that you're a Jew? It literally creates this fire inside. It creates this fire inside. Right, and we're able to tap into that feeling of Kamimal, and that person is able to tap into it as well. But even deeper cover with ourselves. Are we doing it with ourselves? If we're down on ourselves, are we looking at ourselves like that? Or are we just looking at the chitzoni? Are we saying, oh, I did that wrong, I messed up here, I didn't use my time well here. Mamish, the good points. Anyways, the ikar ka'asher chavero nimsa b'yada. Yisakel be'enei rucho al pnimato al nishmato atahora hayikara. Right, so we're mamish b'poal, like literally b'poal l'maisa. We're sitting next to someone. Let's literally turn to that person and see it with our eyes. Access into that point of purity, into that point of chelek el mal, the shkina, the kedosha, the pnimius, the ruach. The chibur, the connection, and vayichshov chaverai zehu ben shel hamelech. Right, he's also a son of the Ribbon Shalom. We share something in common. Gewalt. Chelek elokam imal. Whoever. Gewalt. Gewalt, Chelik Elokam Imo. Whoever Mashkina Gedosha, we have it, Kavra. We have the chip that Chaim Weinstein talks about all the time. We all share that chip, right? He gets up in front of the bima, tells all the Kavra, you guys have a chip inside of you. Access that chip, see that chip, which is a piece of God, which is a chip of God. Some people, we said this before, maybe talking about metaverse. How metaverse is going to be instilling in people these chips, literally in their wrists, and they're going to be robotic. People are going to be robotic, but we have those chips inside of us already, Kevin. We have those chips inside. We don't need no meta chips. We don't need the meta chips. We have the chips right here, right? So he says something, Mamash so Gabal here in the footnote. I'll read quickly. We spoke about this last night. Actually, I'll just summarize it because it's been 16 minutes already, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. Where I want to hear what everyone has to say. As you know, your Torah is the most important. But Rav Itchamar says in the footnote, we spoke about last night how everyone is a kli, how everyone is here in this world to reveal the glory of Hashem. Right? To reveal the glory of Hashem. We're all a messenger. Right? And Moshe knows it's the best. Moshe knows it's the best, right? We're all here. We're a vessel to just reveal the light of Hashem. Now, we spoke last night that there's the certain Rebbe that Avi Karakowski and I have been studying the tactics of, right? And the certain Rebbe doesn't just give compliments, general compliments. Oh, you're the best. You're that. He goes into the specifics and he's like, Jack, for example, the dugma. Right, we're in Opan right now, so we have to use the Hebrew words. Right, so he says, the dugma, Jack, you are the best at making shakshuka. The most specific compliment that one can give. This is for example. So what does Rav Itchamar say? When we look at our chaverim, when we look at our friends, even the people that we don't recognize, and we don't just like, we don't just, I mean, it's definitely a level to access that point of the Pnimis and say, Gewalt, he's a chelik of the Shekhinah, he's the son of the Melech. But to access that specific point, that special quality, his uniqueness, if we're able to do that, if we're able to find what separates him from everyone else, how everyone's special in their own right, that's a high level. Gewalt. Let's keep going. ככל שיתרגל לחשוב מחשבות כאלו, כך יכנסו הדברים לליבו. Right, so if we practice this kabra, all these thoughts and all these all these practices, they're going to enter into our heart. וצריך להקשיב להעריך כל מחשבה וכל הרגשה, כי בזה יתעלה בעזרת השם לאט לאט עוד ועוד. And the more we do this chavra, it's mamish, our hearts are going to open up so much, so much, where we'll only see kedusha, where we'll only see the pnimis, right? But slowly, it's a process. And this is the last couple lines in the skela gewalt. If we're mamish, just like what we're doing right now, Chaver. We're learning this right now. The more we do this, the more we practice it off the Zoom. Yisker v'hagil madriga. She'yitin lo Hashem yisbarach et hakoach. Why? Why are we giving Hashem koach? Shitami keshet yistakel al Yehudi yira'eh miyad et hachelek al pnimi ha'neshama ha'ikara shelo. We're giving Hashem koach. We're giving Hashem koach. Why? We're bringing all of His children together. We're getting them involved. We're getting ourselves involved with the Jewish people. We're not separating ourselves from the Jewish people. And Chaim is the biggest inspiration. Why is Chaim the biggest inspiration? Because everyone, or a lot of people, I'm not going to say everyone in a generalization, but a lot of people talk about the land of Israel. A lot of people talk about, the news and like the different lands that are given up, the whole thing. What? Hi, what's going on in the chat? Anyways, why is Chaim the highest? Because he mamish went in the depths. He went in the trenches. He joined Am Yisrael. No, in the Shomron. Chaim went to the Shomron, literally put together tents, learning with Am Yisrael. Wrong location. Wasn't in the Shomron. All right, we get it. But mamish with Am Yisrael, able to experience Ahavat Yisrael, going inside, not talking about it, not separating himself inside a room, but really going outside the room, going outside his comfort zone and going in the depths. I gotta learn. We gotta learn from that. We gotta learn from that. This is what true Ahavat Yisrael is: going outside the comfort zone, accessing that point of the chelik elokam outside of each and every one of us. Bezrat Hashem, we're giving Hashem koach just by talking and bring everyone together. Bezrat Hashem. Questions, comments, please feel free. I'm sorry that was so long. So long. Wow.
It's okay.
Sorry, Rav.
So
much love.
It's so important. It's so important. And it's like we like at least for me, I'm not gonna say we, but I forget it all the time. Right? I forget it all the time. And it's something that we mamas just have to instill in our hearts, really. And we spoke about like entering into our hearts. Like it's that's the goal. That's the goal.
So good always to just be reminded of the love and the master of love, the student of love.
Imagine just like, no, but imagine like not having these teachings and not to have like the Musar from Rav Itchemeyer to be like, okay, like here's the teaching, here's the idea. Don't be on fire for a couple of seconds and then just like it'll be washed away. He's like, mamish like bepoa. Mamish bepoa. He's like, do it right now. It's like, do it right now. So Bezrat Hashem. Miyad.
Right. Can't be that Judaism is just like a nice painting that you look at and say, wow, it's beautiful. And you just keep walking and maybe you remember the painting sometimes. Like, no, it's not. Judaism is not just a piece of art. You know, it's a blueprint. What do you do with it? Everything you have to say. You know, what am I gonna do with it?
That's exactly it. It's chaval. But also like we all know this is the deepest teaching. Out of all the teachings in the world, Chaim, you bring up the deepest teaching in the world. What does Rav Yair say? And I never want to quote Rav Yair because whatever I say about Rav Yair, it's wrong. You know, you just like bring another. But whatever, I'm going to try my best. Kira, I think knows. But Rav Yair used to say, and I think he still says this, and I've been living with it since. He says that people could go to yeshiva and could think they're going Shana Aleph, Shana Bet, and then they go to college and like Zeo. That's it. Right? They go to
There's no exit door.
There's no exit door. Where are you going after Shana Aleph, Shana Bet? It's Shana forever. It's Shana forever. It's Shana forever.
I just heard that here today.
No, but you're saying the painting is eternal. The painting is eternal. It's not something that's temporary. It's everlasting, everlasting love, Chavra, Bezrat Hashem, Shana forever.
So good. Rav Yair's, though, his other main sentence of Yeshiva, of course, is my favorite as well. Like those two is idea. You know, many of the Chavra say like flipping out. You know, what does it mean to flip out? Of course, he taught us when we were there so many times. Like, you know, you learn something that's new, and then you flip it onto the world outside of you. It becomes external. You start putting it onto everyone that's outside of you. But Rav Yair would teach us the idea of flipping in. It's so real and so loving. It's just becoming who you always were, projecting that to the world. Like Jordan Peterson recently said in a message to the Muslim people. I mean, it's a crazy video. I have to say, it's like really messed up. A lot of it's really funny. But one of the ideas he says that like there's so much to learn from is that, you know, instead of, because he criticizes a little bit, the different tactics of the religions of the world. And he says, someone that wants to really be a light unto the nations, he likes quoting the Bible, it's something that's a directive really to us, the Jewish people. He says, of course, the way is to just be so passionate about what you do that the people that see you are motivated to join you just through your passion. He says, forget about the words you say to other people. He's talking to missionaries and Islamic convertists and whoever it may be. But, a lot of those pieces sometimes are even, fall down into Am Yisrael, that those ideologies, obviously not in those contexts, but the idea of converting. He says, forget converting, just be so passionate about where you are, whether it is, whether it's where you live, what work you're doing, whatever accomplishments you've made, and use it never to look down, but always just to continue looking up, just up and up and up, just continue looking up and be so excited that people get excited to see you and want to join you in arms in battle and stand next to you. And try and take that with us out here in the farming, planting the seeds. That's what we're doing today, planting seeds, grass.
Gosh.
With Hashem.
Straight flames today. Chaim, you have anything to add?
Nah, sometimes that's it, man. I was a cherry on top.
No, I thought because the green came onto your screen. But anyways, Bezrat Hashem, indescribable. Samson, do you have anything to share, or we're going to conclude?
That's it.
Here's the real Rebbe.
The whole thing today was about this idea. I think the store is closing. I have to go, friends. I'll see you.
Bye.
A little bit is also good. A little bit is also good. Be well. Health, happiness, and success. And we should continue tomorrow. Hashem. Tomorrow, get ready, Chaver. We're almost there. Shabbos Kodesh. Be well.
Check. What number Zoom is this?